Never about the money, it was always about the respect for me, which I was not getting in many cinema. I just need that one role and to get me back to where I was. And Rajniti gave me that opportunity. I personally am not interested in being part of anything just to sensationalize. I'm not. I got first-hand stories from the girls, all those young girls, how they were molested and really harassed by people. That touched me. That disturbed me. This is not a story against any faith or any religion. I touch Mr. Bachchan's feet because I have learnt a lot. I've been inspired by him when I was a child. Unabashedly, I take the credit on behalf of myself, Irrfan and KK, that we made it really easy for them.
When we talk about quality Hindi cinema, I think सिर्फ एक नाम काफी है, and when he comes on screen, उस project को hit कराने के लिए सिर्फ एक बंदा काफी है, and he has proven that yet again. I feel honored and privileged because this is my second conversation with him, and it's always like a enlightening experience for me, and I feel like it's always like a milestone achievement whenever I get to sit across him. So I'm very excited as I welcome Manoj sir to Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you.
Firstly, sir, congratulations on the success of Bandaa.
Right.
I have to say, like, me and my flatmate, when we were watching the film, one thought he said, best courtroom speech we have heard.
Oh, wow.
Best courtroom
Wow.
speech. Because we have seen a lot of courtroom dramas
Right.
in our films, and they always end on that note.
Right.
You have a big monologue. There are a lot of people who have done it well, who have done great. But this was one of the greatest we have heard. Firstly, you have seen a lot of successes in your career. Does the meaning of success, does the effect of success has changed in any way when you see success today?
With age, I think, and with the experience, you always kind of calm down. Your restlessness are far more lesser. And now I'm much more at ease with myself, whether it's success or failure. It fails to define me. It's the work that matters a lot. It's the craft and working on the craft. These are things which become primary focus for me, and nothing else. Whether something is successful or something is not that successful, it really doesn't matter. What matters is how much I have improved, how much growth has taken place in me as a person and also as an actor. If it is happening, it doesn't matter. Many of my films, films which got me such amazing laurels, were not that successful in terms of the box office number. But this somehow got me so much of international and national fame and recognition. So success in my case is very different. It is something not based on the box office number. That I'm very happy about.
You know that when there's a spiritual or religious angle to it, there will be some people who will come out and speak against it. So अभी भी कभी-कभी वो apprehension होता है release से पहले, not while choosing the project, but maybe release से पहले.
When I was narrated the story, I said yes to it. Once you yes to it, you take a jump into it and start dealing with the story and the script and and the characterization and backstory and preparing the character, the reading the script. Where is the time to think about anything else? You can't make a film by thinking how people are going to respond to it. You make the film because you are this film is asking to be made. You do a film because the character is very, very exciting and challenging. You know that you are going to explore so many new, facets about the craft while dealing with the character. There is no time, and also when you are making a film and there is no other intention attached to it other than making a very good film and focusing on the real issue, which is which you are very touched by, then you don't think about it. Even on my Twitter timeline, let me tell you that if there are people who haven't seen the film and they perceive it otherwise, okay, they think that it is against their own belief, and they try to troll me. There are others who are jumping onto it and they are clarifying it to them. So the discussion is happening among the audience.
Yeah.
And that's the victory of the film, the victory of the pure intention of filmmaking. Okay, we are not interested. We are. I personally am not interested in being part of anything just to sensationalize. I'm not. Okay, I am interested in being part of a great story. I'm more interested in doing roles where I get a chance to improve my craft and do something new with myself.
And I remember in an earlier interview you had said that the girl was one of the major reasons for you to say yes to the
Oh
film.
yes,
So, being a father, did that kind of help you kind of make that decision also? Because there's a concerns for your daughters as well, you might
I
have.
mean more than my daughter. This is something. It's a very touching issue with me since a very long time. I used to work for a few NGOs where I used to do theater with the children to rehabilitate them, and it was part of my theater life in Delhi, and that is where I know I got first-hand stories from the girls, all those young girls, how they were molested and really harassed by people. That touched me, that disturbed me, and this is something which is. This is an issue very close to my heart, and it is part of this script. That's our focus, that's our intention.
Yeah.
Our intention is nothing else. When you talk about the predator here, that he can be anybody, he can be coming from any profession. Is that the powerful people should be much more responsible to their position which is given to them by the people. Okay. uh, so this is the story. This is not a story against any faith or any religion. My character is a Shiv Bhakt. So when even in the last speech, he talks about religion, the way he looks at it. So yeah, I mean, so the focus is different, and the way people are responding to it,
It's a victory of the
it's a
project.
victory of the project. Okay.
Yeah. Also, like I remember in the previous interview, you had said that Amitabh Bachchan sir, like these are our idols, and I still remember that Aarakshan ka scene where you have to kind of insult him and you have to say कि आप zero हैं,
जी.
and that so in your career you have had a lot of times where you had to kind of be against your idols. So how is there any story that you still remember that kind of made you weak in the knees or made you shiver? Like
You
what
know, I
happened?
I feel nervous when I'm meeting them off the camera. I know I touch Mr. Bachchan's feet because I have learned a lot. I've been inspired by him when I was a child. Uh, I am completely thrilled and feel honored when I'm in the company of Mr. Nasuddin Shah. His through his performance, I learned a lot. Okay, but when you are working with them, you don't you are professional enough to understand that we too are professionals, and we are playing roles. Okay, that's our job, and we have to do it really well. uh, no, in front of the camera, there's no place for that kind of a feeling. But off the camera, yes, the nervousness is there only because of the respect that I have for them.
Yeah, wait, on screen तो you and everyone involved there, like everyone knows their craft, everyone knows what they're supposed to do. वही है, off screen होता है वो कि
जी
मतलब
जी जी
feeling that kind of
जी
thing. But your success, as you said, na, your success has been very different. Like it's never been measured in the box office numbers,
Right.
as you said. But somewhere, like maybe in the initial phase of your career, the actor in you kind of craved for that box office madness, the box office success as well.
I wanted those days because so that I could be empowered to choose the so that I could be empowered to do things my way. Uh, but it was not happening. It happened with Jubeda, it happened with Shul, Kaun, and Satya. But after that, it started, going away from me, and also hit a bad time. But also somewhere I knew that yes, it's a bad time. It is getting prolonged, but it also there was one assurance that I know my job. One day I just need that one role, and to get me back to where I was, and Rajniti gave me that opportunity.
Yeah, and when you say about bad times, right? Today it's easier to deal with bad times comparatively because you have a lot of avenues to kind of delve into.
Yeah.
You have other different platforms that give you opportunities, and that is not to dismiss the hard work of the person.
Right.
It is difficult to still even get them, but at that time there was nothing. There was films, TV, two very different mediums
Right.
that not used to mix together at that time. Where
At all.
so
Yeah.
for you to kind of deal with that and overcome that till you got that offer of Rajniti, how was that?
You see, it used to be very hard. Now you have too many avenues. I've said so rightly. So there are so many OTT platforms. There's YouTube. There's digital, mediums. So many where you can just go ahead and make some money and get some job, and keep working. And if you are good casting directors, make it possible for you to keep auditioning for one project or the other. There's so much work happening now. You know, now there are films also which are releasing in theater. So that also for that reason I want films to do well in theaters, because so that there is ample amount of work.
Diversity.
Okay, so now things are quite easy. It was difficult. It was very hard. Every day used to be very, very difficult to pass. But I have been lucky in the end. Just before Family Man season 1, I was doing well. I was part of Bagi 2 and Satyam Vijay. They both of them were blockbusters. So I was getting work. I had work. But now with the OTT, the choices are way too many. You know, you were spoiled for choices.
Yeah.
And saying no to a good script is, it kind of kills me. But what to do? I am so overbooked that there is no other place. There's only one person here who can go ahead and do all of those films, and I have to finish them one by one. But there are few scripts that I have to let them go because I don't have dates. So this is a great situation to be in, right?
Yeah, and I remember in our last interview you had said this ki, to leave that comfort of commercial cinema and then move to indie films. It was your choice, but it was difficult. Like today when we see the lines between what we used to call artsy indie, the other names that we used to give that kind of films, that is not there anymore. Today cinema is cinema.
Right.
Because the lines have blurred and
Yeah.
everything. But because at that time there used to be that segregation, did you ever feel that the kind of recognition that you are getting today, it got delayed because at that time that segregation was there?
Yes, I mean the kind of roles I was getting offered in many cinema, I was not very happy about. So I had to find ways to really satisfy myself and feel good about myself. Okay. So independent cinema was there, short films were there. I have done 4 short films, one after another, and suddenly short films started buzzing. That circuit started buzzing. Independent cinema, I had to look for my own directors. I have done so many, and those films, have got so much of international and national fame. The kind of recognition that I got in all the major film festivals around the world is completely maddening, So, and I was very happy. I was happy. It was never about the money. It was always about the respect for me, which I was not getting in mainstream cinema.
Yeah.
I had to find my way. I had to find my own directors, which I am very happy that I found, and those names are names to reckon with.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, you were getting a lot of international recognition also. So did you ever thought about maybe getting a little more prominently involved in the international cinema as well?
I mean, you don't plan these things. Yes, I have my team in LA. They keep working on it and they keep looking for the opportunity. There were few opportunities which came to me, I was not very happy about. But the day, something worthwhile happens, I'll definitely give it a shot. But at this point in time, I am just enjoying the choices that I'm making here.
And how did your daughter reacted after seeing Bandaa? Has she seen it?
No, she hasn't. She's in a boarding and she's 12 years old. But definitely, I'm going to show it to her. I think I think I'm requesting each and every parent who has a girl child, they should show this film to them. Because children should know what are especially the teenagers, they should know what are the dangers, lurking around them. And they should be completely aware of it.
Yeah. And do you think like if you kind of had debuted today in today's time, it would have been
But
like in,
had I been a chicken, I would have been quacking everywhere.
yeah.
So that's if and but there is no point talking about it. Yes, I feel a little envious of the people who are coming and doing well, coming in this time and doing well. I feel envious, but you know that all the hard work that you have done all of these years, be it me or Irfan or KK, we've seen and we've really roughed it out. And somewhere I unabashedly I take the credit on behalf of myself, Irfan and KK, that we made it really easy for them.
Yeah, you actually did. And I was reading one of your interviews where you said that your wife once reacted you when you did a bad film. She said, "What are you doing?" So her opinion did that also influence your kind of switching to a different kind of cinema?
She's my biggest critic. She's my best friend, and I take her words very seriously. Even even when I'm getting ready, I always ask her, "How am I looking? This shirt is good, or the shoes it is going with it." You have, that's how it is in a family life. You are not. You stop being husband and wife. You are more. You know, more than husband and wife. You are friends to each other. Yeah, and her criticism and her appreciation, I take it very seriously.
Yeah, and we are very happy that she kind of influences you in that way, because we are getting such gems out of you. And I feel like the quantity of that has increased in the last few years, and we are loving it. And I
Thank you.
say it in we because I am speaking on behalf of a million people out there,
Right.
because I know a lot of people don't get this chance to kind of come across you. And since I have got this opportunity, I would take this opportunity to tell you that you have inspired a lot of people. And I think that is a line you must have heard 1,000, a million times from people, but I think that is true, and that is why it is said so often. You have made it easy. You, KK sir, and Irfan sir, as you rightly said, you have made it easy for a lot of people today. You have changed the face of cinema. Today, when we say it's easier to kind of blur the lines
Right.
between art cinema and commerce cinema, because today the line is not there. You have been a part of that. So thank you so much for being
Thank you.
this time. Wishing lots of love.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Hi, this is Manoj Bajpayee, and you are watching me on Bollywood Bubble.